This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
This is a story about hubris. Sure, there's plenty of collusion, but hubris is the more fitting word. This is a story about what happens when those we trust to be the guardians of our system anoint themselves the masters of our system. For our own good, of course. As for collusion, that word we've heard so incessantly from pundits and leaky government officials, Special Counsel Robert Mueller has rendered his judgment that there was none, at least not the collusion he was hunting for. There really was a collusion plot, though, and it really did target our election system. It absolutely sought to usurp our capacity for self-determination. It was just not the collusion you've been told about. It was not Donald Trump's collusion with Russia. Here is the real collusion scheme. In 2016, the incumbent Democratic administration of President Barack Obama put the awesome powers of the United States government's law enforcement and intelligence apparatus in the service of the Hillary Rodham Clinton presidential campaign, the Democratic Party, and the progressive Beltway establishment. This scheme had two parts: Plan A, the objective, and Plan B, a fail-safe strategy in case Plan A imploded, which all the smartest people were supremely confident would never, ever happen, which is why you could bet the ranch that it would. Plan A was to get Mrs. Clinton elected President of the United States. This required exonerating her, at least ostensibly, from well-founded allegations that were both felonious and politically disqualifying. Plan B was the insurance policy. An investigation that Donald Trump, in the highly unlikely event he were elected, would be powerless to shut down. An investigation that would simultaneously monitor and taint him. An investigation that internalized Clinton campaign-generated opposition research, limiting Trump and his campaign as complicit in Russian espionage. An investigation that would hunt for a crime under the guise of counterintelligence, build an impeachment case under the guise of hunting for a crime, and seek to make Trump unreelectable under the guise of building an impeachment case. The Clinton Emails Caper. Upon becoming President Obama's Secretary of State, Clinton improperly set up a private, non-secure system for email communications. It featured her own personal server, stored in her home, and later maintained by a private contractor headquartered in Colorado. Secretary Clinton used this private email system for all of her official State Department communications, notwithstanding that doing so, A, violated government regulations, which, as the department head, she was responsible for enforcing, B, violated governmental record-keeping and record production obligations imposed by federal law, and C, made it inevitable, due to the nature of her responsibilities, that streams of classified information would flow through and be stored in the non-secure system. This lack of security meant that top-secret intelligence, some of it classified at the highest levels, some of it involving Clinton's communications with the President of the United States and other top national security officials, became accessible to people who were not cleared to see it. Accessible not just to those lacking security clearance, but also to hostile actors, including foreign intelligence services and anti-American hackers. When asked nearly 2 years after leaving office to surrender copies of her emails by an Obama State Department under pressure from congressional investigators and Freedom of Information Act claimants, Clinton caused tens of thousands of her emails to be destroyed. Not just deleted, destroyed.